Hi, and welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jacqui-Leigh. Today on Into the Shadows, we're going to be pulling a shadow card and see what shadow aspect, what shadow side of ourselves that Spirit wants us to examine, to start to heal, to just be aware that it's even there, right? For all of you, it'll be all different. But I do set the intention that these messages find those who need them when they need them. So if this message did find you today, it does mean the message is for you. It just might not mean the whole message is for you. It might just be a part of the message, bits and pieces of the message. So take whatever resonates and leave everything else behind. So we're asking, what shadow aspect of ourselves do we need to be acknowledging, healing, looking at, aware of? Please. What shadow side do we need to be aware of, please? Not coming as easily today. Let's see. Nothing's coming as easily today for me. I got home and my thermostat ran out of its battery, so no air has been circulating all day, and it's about plus 30 here. That's Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but okay. So I'm a little bit sweaty today. And as soon as I'm done this, I'm going to go see about my thermostat and try and get my air conditioning working again. So, invisible one. Okay, so this is all about feeling like you're invisible, or sometimes even like acting like you're invisible, right? Like instead of standing up, saying something, making others aware of your presence, or sort of being the center of attention, you tend to shrink into the shadows, shrink into the corner. You just kind of hide in the corner, hide off to the side, don't let anybody see you. Don't give them your opinions. Don't, tell them what you're thinking. And so it's all about that sort of shrinking and hiding from things, being afraid to be seen, right? Being afraid that if, people saw who you really are, they wouldn't actually like you. And so it's like, I'll just be quiet in the corner, even though I really, at home, I'm loud and up and dancing and singing. I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to quietly sit in the corner because I don't want people judging me and saying my singing's bad, my dancing's bad, I'm an idiot, whatever it is. And so this is really about just feeling like I don't want people to see me because people will judge me in essence, or people won't like who I really am. People will think I'm too much. People will think I'm not enough. People will think whatever. And so you just kind of shrink and hide and stay out of social situations, or back off in social situations. There's a group of 5 people and you're the one over here. They're all talking and you're kind of just sitting there observing and watching. So we are, here we go. I want this stick. So we are going to ask Spirit some advice on how to fix this, not necessarily fix it, but start healing, right? Feeling invisible or being invisible is like, you don't feel like you're good enough. So how are we going to be healing this, right? To feel like we are enough, no matter what happens, right? No matter what anybody else thinks. Even if you don't like me, that's fine. Not everybody's going to like everybody, but this is who I am, and people who do like me will start gravitating towards me, right? And you kind of need to stand in that confidence of, if we're not compatible, that's okay. I'll find compatible people, right? Instead of just always shrinking back, being hidden, hoping that you'll fit in, or people won't notice, or people won't see. So what advice do you have, please? There we go. That was quick. That was quicker than getting the shadow card. So reverse 3 of Cups, which is interesting. So the reverse 3 of Cups is like overindulging in things, gossiping about people, right? Like gossiping behind their back, or isolating yourself. It can even be isolating. Like when it's upright, it's about people getting together and gathering and celebrating and friendships and joy. And so when we're reversing it, it's like we're not getting together. We're hiding like we've been doing, right? Or it can be you're overindulging. This is, celebrating and enjoying, and this is too much celebrating and enjoying, too much drinking, too much eating, too much, going out all the time instead of taking care of your responsibilities. Yeah, look at this right on the card. Heavy partying, right? So going out too much. It can also be about staying in isolation, right? And isolating yourself, being independent, being alone, or the three's a crowd. So, third party influences on relationships and that sort of thing. So with this being, your advice, it's funny because it's about, being overindulgent, but also isolating yourself, right? So it's like a bit of both. So it's like Spirit is saying that you need to find a balance, right? So you might be somebody, I know for me personally, I very much cherish my alone time. I like being alone. It's not a problem for me. And I do enjoy socializing with the right people, but I do very much like I need my alone time, especially at the end of my day. So, finding that balance may be that when I'm invited out somewhere, I will always say yes, but maybe I'm always going to cut it off at 9 because I know I need to go home and have my alone time before I settle down and go to bed, or like just sort of finding that balance, right? So sometimes I'm out with people, I'm enjoying their company, I'm in crowds, it doesn't have to be necessarily a crowd, but I'm out with somebody, I'm out with a couple people, I'm out with a few friends. And then sometimes I am isolating myself and I'm having my alone time. So maybe about trying to find that balance instead of, I'm going to go out, but I'm going to sit off in the corner. It's like, no, I'm going to go out. When I go out, I'm going to be in the middle of everything. But then I also know that I need that. I'm going to sit in the corner time. So I'm going to have set up my life so I have that alone time. So I'm going to get one more card because that one is sort of like it's not a balanced card. So we're going to get some help on that. That's interesting because that one was going to go upright and then it bounced. It bounced. So when we have the 10 of Swords, so upright, this is about like betrayal and endings and just collapsing under the weight of everything, right? Like it's look how many times he's been stabbed over and over and over and over again and he just can't take it anymore. Like he's fallen down and just can't take one more thing. And then when we reverse it, it's like you're surviving, you're getting through it, you are able to take one more thing and you're going to work through it and you're going to be strong about it. It's about being renewed, right? Like this is like being knocked down. This is about getting back up, renewing things, recovering. It can be about things can't get worse, right? Like you are at the end of it. You've been stabbed 10 times in the back. Like you've hit rock bottom. And so it can't get any worse. So the only place you can go is upright. But really what this is saying to me is that it is really, what is it? We're starting to recover from this, right? So starting to recover, starting to recover in a way where you're rejigging your life, renewing things, looking at yourself as somebody who has gone through things and is strong and can go through more things, but is not going to try, but, has gone through things, is strong, has learned things, has stood up, has, when they've been stabbed over and over and over and over again, got back up. And so you need to start looking at yourself that way, right? So start structuring your life so that you have a bit of a more of a balance where you are spending time out with people. Maybe you're just completely isolating right now and you don't see anybody, right? We need to start going out, but we also need to recognize we need our alone time too. And also realize that you've sort of hit rock bottom. Things can't get any worse, but you can survive. You can do this. You can recover. You can renew your life. You can change your life. Just because you've been doing it this way all this time doesn't mean you can't make changes. Doesn't mean you can't change your perspective. Your fear of being seen because your fear of being judged. So you stop worrying about being judged. I'm not going to worry about what they think. Does their opinion really matter? What matters is my opinion. Now that's very much harder to do than it is to say, right? Oh yeah, I just won't worry about what anyone else thinks of me. But it's about getting into a position where you see yourself as like a good person, you have good values, you know right from wrong, I guess, right? You have this stance, and you have this stance because it's thought out, it's logical. You know why you have this belief system. You know why you think this. You know why you think that, right? You know why, for instance, like gay marriage is okay. You know why, right? Equality, love, like we're fighting against love, right? Ridiculousness. So, gay marriage is fine. Where was I going with that? I totally lost it. Where was I going with that point? Okay, that's the ADHD kicking in. Anyways, so hopefully you followed exactly what I was saying. But this is about, just starting to get out. It doesn't have to be all at once, right? We're going to set up our lives so we have alone time, but we're also going to get out. And slowly and surely, as you get out, you'll meet more like-minded people. You'll hang out with more like-minded people. And what you'll realize is the people that, don't like you are also the people you don't like, right? There's a reason why we don't mesh. We don't mesh because we have different values. We don't mesh because, we have different belief systems. We don't mesh because we have different personalities. Like, it can be whatever, right? You're the type that likes to stay home and read. They're the type that likes to go out and hike and be in the mountains all the time. Okay, not very compatible. Probably don't want to be friends. With each other. Doesn't mean either one of us is bad, just not compatible as friends, not compatible as, intimate partners, that sort of thing. So it's all about sort of finding your niche. And as you slowly get out and start socializing and interacting, you will find that person. You're like, I don't need to hang out with them again. And this person over here, this person I'd like to hang out with again. So let's get a card of let's get an advice card, which is sort of like what we should do, but this is a little bit different. We're just going to get, strength. So stand in your own strength, right? This is about inner courage, having that quiet strength inside you. And really the quiet strength is about somebody, is backlashing against you, and you're able to stand there and be like, okay, that can be your opinion, right? Like, I'm not coming back at you and being like, oh no, you're like this and you're the bad person and I'm good and this is horrible that you do. No, you're just like, you can have that opinion. You don't like that? That's great. I like that. That's fine. We can all just move on now. So it's about sort of having that inner strength, but that inner sort of calmness, that inner understanding, that inner strength where you can't be knocked over because someone comes from left field and says something about you or doesn't want to hang out with you, right? So this is really, the advice is to start finding that inner strength within you. Start realizing, having a calmness about you. And it may take, therapy. It may take, even learning breathing techniques so that when you start getting, anxiety, I do my breathing technique and I calm myself down and I start telling myself, intellectualize things, right? Let's leave the heart down a bit, right? The heart wants me to run away out of fear. So let's intellectualize things. I'm okay. It's all right if they don't like me. I'm never going to find people that do like me or that I do like unless I go out and I start meeting people. And then we have the temperance reversed, huh? And isn't that funny? Because like temperance is sort of about like balancing things, but it can be about like alchemy, combining two things together to make something new. But it's like that moderation, the balancing, the healing. And so when it's this way, it's about like being in excess or imbalanced or overindulgent, right? Could be having addictions. It can also be about healing yourself too, interesting enough, right? Instead of like having this balance, where like say you're reaching out for outside help and you're hanging out with other people, is about having that sort of internal self-healing ability. So that's interesting because it really sort of is saying here about having this internal strength and almost like having that internal strength to excess, right? Like really starting to focus on finding your internal strength, right? Working on it, working on any kind of like addiction issues you have. And your addiction issues don't have to be like drugs, alcohol. It doesn't have to be that stuff. Your addiction issue could be that I'm addicted to not having to do things, right? Like I'll only go out under these circumstances, or I'll only, do so. It could be, how am I trying to say this? Like almost like you're addicted to the isolation or to being alone, always wanting to do that. Anyways, so let's just review. we're feeling invisible. We're feeling like we do it on purpose though. Shrink into that corner. Don't want to be seen. Want to be visible, but are afraid to be visible because that may cause us issues, right? That may cause someone to think negatively about us. That may cause somebody to actually say something negative to us. But what you're supposed to do is start trying to find this balance between going out and like overly indulging, like socializing and being with people and hanging out and like maybe you're going to go out and you're going to be with like 50 people and this is going to be your adventure, but then also finding that alone time and realizing that it can't get worse. You've sort of hit this rock bottom. You can survive. You are a survivalist, and we're going to start renewing things, and we're going to start recovering. We're going to start moving forward, and we're going to find this inner strength within us. And we're not going to, well, this is actually about having the imbalance, right? So it's like almost like you need to push yourself a little bit, right? So if it's like, I've been sitting in isolation for a long time, I'm going to just go out every day now. I'm going to go to the mall, even, let's say, not necessarily interact with people, but every day I'm going to go out to the mall and there's a ton of people. There's hundreds of people at that mall and I hate being around people. I just want to be by myself. But you know what? We're just going to go to excess. I'm going to keep going out there. I'm going to keep going out there. I'm going to keep going out there because each time I do that, my anxiety decreases. My anxiety decreases. I start feeling better about myself. I start noticing other people, right? A lot of times when we're like this invisible one, you're so concentrated on yourself and what do others think of me? And, oh, did I make the wrong move? Did I say the wrong thing? Did I not dress the right way? That you actually are missing all the nuances that are going on with other people. And as you go out more and you start interacting with people and you're not as nervous and not as much in your head, you'll start seeing, oh, that person that like, I really thought they were an awesome person, but look, you can see they say little snide remarks. You know, they're putting everybody down, but I never noticed that before because I was too busy in my own head that I thought, any snide remark, they were only giving them to me. They weren't giving them to anybody else. But now I realize actually that's about that person. That person has issues, and that's why they're making these snide remarks. It has nothing to do with me. And so as you get experience and go through things, you will start seeing this and it'll make you more comfortable and you'll relax a little bit more. And as you relax, you'll become more natural. You'll find people who are going to mesh with you, right? Who are your people. Not everybody's the same. All people are different. So I'm going to get a message for you today, I think. Let's knock it out of here. So what message, please, wants to come from this oracle deck in relation to this reading? What messages do we need to hear? What message should we hear? Let's see. What did Spirit say? Oh, there we go. Oh, you're too amazing to follow everyone else. Forge your own path. There you go. So we're going to go full steam ahead how you want to live your life, how you want to do things. That's what we're doing, right? You're too amazing to follow for everybody else. So if you're sitting in the corner and you're trying to dress like people and look like other people so that you can fit in, this is saying, no, don't follow them. Be yourself. Do your own thing. Make your own path, right? And then there will be people who follow you down that path. That absolutely will happen. Because as you make that new path, somebody else will be like, oh, I was only here because I was following the crowd too, but that looks way better than what's over here, right? So everybody's all different. Some people want to be in comfy sweatpants and a hoodie all day. That's all they want to wear because that's what they're comfy in. And other people wouldn't be caught dead in that because they feel like, oh, other people will just think they're a bomb and that they don't have money and they can't dress nice. So they always have to be dressed up to the nines, right? But this is all about not worrying about everybody else. Just follow your own path. You're going to do it. I can see this. I can feel it. This is good. So I hope this message helped you today. I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.